What happened in Tokyo for 4 days that made Jungkook no longer the same? Why did he come back to Korea with a downcast face and puffy eyes? Her favorite camera broke. But who did it? Is it sabotage from within? Is it true that HYB was involved in destroying Jungkook's most guarded object after losing the army? Is this the beginning of the rift that has been covered? All change, and the answer could destroy the trust that has been built over the years. Why can only 4 days change everything? Why is it that after a short trip to Tokyo, Jungkook, an idol who always smiles despite fatigue, returns to Korea with a blank stare and an aura that no longer shines? What happened during those 4 days? These questions began to haunt the army since Jungkook's appearance at Incheon Airport yesterday, with a black hoodie pulled over his face, and his favorite camera that used to always hang around his neck, now just a broken piece without a lens. What really happened in Tokyo? Internal sources declined to comment, and it was precisely the silence that became the most striking sign. Because when HYB is silent, the public knows something is wrong. But was it really HYB who destroyed Jungkook's most precious object? The camera is not just a tool. The camera is a silent witness of memories, moments, even tears that he never showed to the public. The camera is a second eye from which he escapes when the world is too noisy. And now the camera is destroyed.
Cracked. Gone.
Like his heart, the 4 days in Tokyo were never reported in detail by any party. There is no official schedule. No fan sign, no photo shoot, no concrete reason. Even loyal fans who used to track BTS members' schedules ran out of clues. This is weird. Too weird. Is there any secret activity? Or worse, was Jungkook forcibly sent? Several speculations have surfaced since a hidden photo emerged from behind the lens of the Japanese paparazzi. Jungkook is seen sitting alone in a deserted park, without staff, without guards, and without a smile. His gaze is blank to the front. And what made the hair stand on end, the camera was still hanging from his chest, intact. But this is a photo taken on the first day. When did the camera break? A surprising fact emerged. Jungkook's beloved camera broke on the 4th day, just before he returned to Korea. He was seen leaving the hotel in a panic, looking for something, and returning with a camera that was not intact. Fans who recognized the camera model said that it was a limited edition, gift from another BTS member given personally on his last birthday. Its value cannot be calculated with money because of emotions, because of memories. But what shocked the public was not only the destruction of the camera, but Jungkook's reaction when asked about it by airport staff. He simply replied, "I don't want to talk about it, please." His voice trembled. He walked briskly, did not turn to the cameras of journalists, and, even more painfully, he did not even have time to wave or smile at the waiting fans. Why hasn't HYB made an official statement yet? Are they putting together a narrative that can cover this wound? Or do they really not care about the things that mean so much to Jungkook? Wild allegations began to emerge, that the camera was broken inside the hotel HYB booked, that there was a sudden order to confiscate the camera for recording something not supposed to be publicly visible, that Jungkook had an argument with one of HYB's staff that night, and that this damage was not an accident. Is there really something on that camera? Something too dangerous for Jungkook to keep? Something that could possibly harm reputation, expose the truth, or revealing BTS and HYB's internal conflicts that have been silenced. Jungkook is known as a person who values privacy very much, but is very honest in his art and personal recordings. The camera was used not only to take pictures, but to store pieces of his life that he could not show to the world. Secret vlogs. Moments with other members. Crying on tour. Unspoken words. If there really is something in the camera's memory that the world should not know, then the camera's destruction was not an accident. That's cleaning. It was sabotage, and if it was sabotage, then who did it? HYB is now in the midst of a storm of criticism. Some fans began voicing outrage on social media with hashtags such as hashtag Justice for Jungkook Camera and hashtag Protect Jungkook. They demand clarity. They want to know what really happened in Tokyo. Why is it that for 4 days there has not been a single official update from the company? Why does Jungkook seem so aloof? Why didn't even Taeil, who is usually close to Jungkook, react? Some call this the phase of the split that is being hidden. that some members feel creatively constrained. That personal objects such as cameras, lenses, even their laptops have begun to be watched. And that Jungkook was the first to dare to fight. But was the price of that courage the destruction of the thing he loved most? What happened to Tokyo? 4 days that felt like a puzzle. There's no definitive answer. But the effect was clear. Jungkook returned in silence. He refused the question. He refused an additional schedule. Even in the rehearsal room, he seemed to be sitting more aloof, holding the empty casing of the camera as if still hoping that a miracle would come. Army felt a strange tremor. Changes in aura. Changes in body language. Even Jungkook's physical appearance has changed slightly. His hair is darker, his eyes are sunken, his face is tapered. He looks like a person who has lost his way, not because he is tired, but because he is disappointed. Then will it end here? Will HYB allow this wound to dry out without treatment? Or are there new plans to cover everything with new song releases or schedules, as if nothing had ever happened? We don't know the answer yet. But to be sure, the camera, which had become a symbol of Jungkook's freedom, had been destroyed. And with that, maybe a part of him is gone too. But the most painful question remains one. Is this a sign that Jungkook no longer has control over his own life? And if that's true, then it's not just about the camera. It's about identity, about the soul of an artist, about the struggle between freedom and a system too big to fight alone. What exactly was hidden for those 4 days? Will this be the beginning of Jungkook's silent resistance to the system? Or rather, this silence will be the end of his personal freedom. One thing is certain. The army will not stand still. And the world awaits, with bated breath an answer that to this day is still locked tightly by those who rule the stage, and perhaps also Jungkook's life. The first day in Tokyo, it seems, began with a pseudo-calm. Jungkook was spotted entering a luxury hotel in the Minato-ku area, a place top artists usually used to rest or take a break from the spotlight. But who rules the place? Why did HYB choose such a hidden location and away from the hustle and bustle of the crowd? Is it really a personal journey? Or was he asked to come for something much deeper, darker? Some eyewitnesses claimed to have seen Jungkook go out alone that night, without a manager, without guards, only with a camera hanging around the neck and a simple hoodie. He walked towards a small park that was almost unknown to the public. The park is not a popular tourist location. Quite the opposite quiet location, dim lights, and close to the empty office area at night. Then why did Jungkook go there? Is he looking for peace? Or did he meet someone? Photos taken from a distance show Jungkook sitting on an old wooden bench, facing a small lake, and occasionally lifting his camera, photographing the Tokyo night sky. But more than a portrait of beauty, her gestures suggest a search or an escape. He's recording something that probably shouldn't be recorded. The camera, which was previously only considered a personal documentation tool, is now at the center of all mysteries. The second day seemed much stranger. He didn't leave the hotel for most of the day. Some of the loyal fans waiting in the lobby only saw 2 of HYB's staff enter her room with serious expressions. Not an expression like people carrying schedules or regular briefings. More like an investigator. News that could not be verified said that night a debate was heard from Jungkook's room. The sound is muffled, but quite intense. Even one of the hotel staff anonymously leaked that a young man's voice could be heard saying in a high tone, "You have no right to touch this." Then there was the sound of falling objects. Silence. And after that, there was no more light from the room until the morning. What happened that night? Is Jungkook defending his camera from confiscation? Or is he recording the debate secretly? And more importantly, why didn't any of the HYB staff clarify? The third day began with lethargic footsteps. Some fans around the Harajuku district said Jungkook was seen walking slowly on the sidewalk, wearing a mask and a black hat, while staring at his camera screen constantly. It's not like people take pictures, but it's like people reviewing something over and over again. Maybe a video, maybe a voice recording. Maybe is the tape too important to throw away? Is it a secret? Is that evidence? One surprising clue came from the lens capture of a fan site who accidentally recorded Jungkook talking on a video call. He looked annoyed, saying as he turned his face, "I've seen everything, Hyung." It's no small thing. They know. The word "they" in the sentence immediately stirred the army community in various forums. Who are they? Is that HYB? Is it the executives? Or is it the people who have been silent behind the scenes of BTS? One thing's for sure. Jungkook's face isn't just tired. He looks like a haunted man, the fourth. That night, after a broken camera is discovered, Jungkook's private studio becomes the only place he can rely on. A small room that once witnessed how he built songs full of meaning for the army. But that night, the place became a silent witness of inaudible cries. He closed all the windows. The light is left dim. At the desk, it is no longer the computer or mic that is the center of attention, but a small memory card, black, barely visible. How did the memory card survive? Is this what kept Jungkook's face calm when HYB staff destroyed his camera? Did he move the contents of the camera first? If true, then the question is now, what is the content of the tape? And who will he show it to? No one knew until the next morning, Jimin came secretly to the studio. He was wearing a mask and hoodie, walking quickly with his head down. Not through the front door, but through a side path that is usually only used by staff. CCTV cameras around the building even showed that Jimin avoided the entire recorded angle. How does he know how? Is this not Jimin's first time there? Was this planned? The door opened slowly.
No hugs. No warm greetings.
There is only silence. Jimin and Jungkook sat with their backs to each other for almost an hour. Until finally a small voice came from Jungkook. You knew this was going to happen, but you keep quiet. The sentence pierced like a dagger. Jimin did not answer. Then Jungkook took something out of his pocket. A small, silver, lightweight pen drive. He put it on the table. Jimin didn't take it. He just looked at her and said softly, "If you show them that, you'll be alone. I can't protect you." Alone. The word echoed in Jungkook's head. He's been quiet too long holding back. But this time, he didn't want to back down. He looked at Jimin, red eyes and trembling voice, then said, "I've been alone since the camera was destroyed." The atmosphere is heating up, but there was no outburst of anger. Only the wound is too deep to hide. Jimin finally stood up, looked at Jungkook one last time, then left the studio without the pen drive. A few minutes later, Jungkook called someone. The sound is recorded faintly from inside the studio through an active microphone. His name is Taeil. "Hyung, do you still believe me?" "Always. If I show you something, don't tell anyone. I need you to look at it first and be honest." That's enough. Taeil came that night, without guards, without luxury cars. Just bring a small backpack and 2 bottles of canned coffee. They sit side by side. Unlike the meeting with Jimin, this time they immediately turn on the laptop, connect the flash, and start playing the files that have been saved. None of the fans knew the contents of the tape. But the camera outside the studio captured the most terrible moment of the evening. Taeil came out with a pale face. He held his chest and was heard repeatedly saying, "Oh my God, I thought they were just threatening, but this..." He almost fell in the parking lot. The building staff even had to help him sit down. He didn't explain anything. He did not return to the studio. He just called someone, and that voice was recorded. "Jin Hyung, you should know this.
Right now."
This is worse than we imagined. Jin, he's still in the military. But hearing that name mentioned in a situation of this magnitude makes it all feel more serious. Why did Taeil contact Jin? Why not RM? Or Suga? Or their manager? Does this mean that only genies can be trusted? Or is it just that Jin already knows everything from the beginning? The next morning, a mysterious email was sent to the editors of several major Korean media. IT contained. No identity, no sender, just one sentence and one 28-second video file. The sentence reads, "If you are silent, you are part of them." That file won't play, but its metadata lists the file name as JK_428. And the date of manufacture? The night before the cameras were destroyed. I asked this Jungkook's first step to unlocking everything, or does someone want to send him a warning by spreading pieces of something bigger? It didn't take long before HYB issued an official statement. But as one might guess, they denied everything. Issues surrounding camera damage, private footage, and internal tensions are the result of excessive and unfounded speculation. But the army is not easily silenced. They know how to read Jungkook's